Hello, John Bloodworth, Gentleman Crafter here again with another card layout. This time we're celebrating being ourselves, as you can see by the doggies. Now the paper pad I'm using here is the Let's Celebrate from first edition. Plenty of fabulous designs to work with in this pad. I'll be working with just 2. Okay, so here is the layout. And here are some of the bits that I've gathered up that I think I will be using in this project. So I've got some ink pads that kind of coordinate with the papers, some stamps, a few dies, a gem placement template, the card, some coordinating cardstock, and then these are the 2 pieces of paper that I chose from the paper pad. I'm actually going to use the back side of another one, so I end up with 3 patterns in all. I'll start chopping down the layers, and while I am doing that, I will let you know that, of course, the full layout with all of the dimensions is available as a free download from my blog, gentlemancrafter.com. I will leave a link to that in the description below the video on YouTube. There are others available as well, so when you are finished watching this one, please do check out the playlist on YouTube too. Now I'm just going to use some ink to edge the panels that I've cut. This panel, the 6x4 panel, isn't shown in the actual layout, but basically it's covering the entire card, so it's 6x4. I'm using different shades of the pink to work across these, but if you've only got the one, then work with the one. And of course the colours I chose based on the papers that I got from the paper pad. Always a good tip, that. Bookbinding glue as ever to stick this down, but if you've got tape runners, double-sided tapes, just use whatever you've got. Okay, so the cute doggies with the random hats and the furry coats are down. Now for the second layer. This one I actually cut wrong. Whoopsie. But it still works, so I didn't bother changing it. And then on with the final patterned layer. And you can see how taking your papers from the one paper pad really does help, because they're all coordinated in terms of the colours and the style. Now for a bit of die cutting. I've chosen these papers again to coordinate with the ones that I chose from the paper pad. And I'm just cutting a couple of leaves, and then I will be cutting a couple of flowers. And these are just really an extra embellishment to add to the card. In all honesty, I didn't need to add these, but you know what? Sometimes more is less, or less is more, or whatever that saying is. You know what I mean. Sometimes you just want to add things for the sake of it. Okay, so put another one through. By the way, if you've got any requests, please feel free to leave them in the comments below the video. Of course, if you're liking these, do give them a thumbs up. Really does help with the ratings and the fact that other people will get to see it. And of course, if you would like to, please hit the share button and share it across your social media. I would very much appreciate it. Okay, so time to put the flower together. So just a couple of dabs of the bookbinding glue and then layering up the flower heads. And a little bit of fiddling. Now for the stamping. And here's a classic example of you should clean your stamps after you've used them, because these are a right mess. Still, thankfully the ink has dried enough that it won't transfer, so I went ahead and stamped it out with the dark pink. Too late. Because it's a pigment ink and it's a sticky ink, I did give it a quick blast with the heat tool just to dry that off, and then it was on with the circular die, sticking it in place with the masking tape before I popped it through the die cutting machine. That's the word. I actually forgot that. Can you believe it? After 20 years of using them, I forgot that word. Whoopsie. Okay, a little bit of inking to edge it. And then just blending that off with the sponge. There we go. That's nice, isn't it? I like it. Right, time to put this together. Okay, so the gem placement template, I'm just going to draw the dots through the template and then stick the gems on. You could make your own with a bit of template plastic. I'm not actually sure if anybody does these anymore. I did get this a long time ago. So I'm not sure if you can still get them, but they're handy to have because they just give a little something extra rather than just straight lines of gems, which I was originally planning. And then off we go with the old gemstones. And I'm graduating the sizes that I'm using just to sort of give it a bit more of a unique look. Rubbing out the pencil marks that I didn't need. Now, bizarrely, I'd got some tape left on the template and I didn't spot that while I was drawing the pencil marks. So I drew on the tape instead of the paper. The things you do. Right, I want to raise this sentiment up, so on with some foam pads. Off with the backings and onto the card. If you want a variation of this layout, you can really just move this circle up and down, so you can put it in the middle, at the bottom. It's up to you. This is just a serving suggestion. Okay, final step, on with the die cuts, and then I am going to pop a gem in the middle of that flower. And before you go, obviously, if you wouldn't mind giving this video a thumbs up, that would be very much appreciated. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you again next time. That's it for this time. If you've enjoyed this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments section below. And for more from me in the future, please remember to subscribe to this channel. Thanks for watching.